backwards to relate. It's one thing to complain, but when you're driving me insane, well then I think it's time that we took a break. Maybe we're just trying too hard, when really it's closer than it is too far. 'Cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying to keep up above in my head instead of going under. 'Cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying to keep up above in my head instead of going under. Instead of going under. Instead of going under.
Edge of 17, obviously, by Stevie Nicks. Before that, we had In Too Deep by Sum 41 and About You Now by Sugar Babes. Like I said, tonight, lads, I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling like I'm going to play a little bit of everything. We're going to do another batch of songs in a few minutes. I'm going to play another Jim Steinman song, a Jim Steinman song written for Meatloaf and performed by Meatloaf. It's a long one. It's hard to find. The shorter Meatloaf songs off the first album aren't great, to be honest with you. They're all a bit higgledy-piggledy. You kind of need to go deep. We'll see how it works out. If it feels like it's getting boring, I'll pull out. I'll pull out, lads. You should always do that anyway, like realistically. Always pull out, like. Always pull out. Yeah, it's Saturday night. As I said 1,000 times before, we do the regular Lost Art stream every second Saturday. That's when me and Helmet do it together. The Saturdays in between, it's just me, and that's because I'm sick of watching telly. I watched so much TV this week. Honest to God, it's shocking the amount of television that I'm watching since the lockdown began. It's brutal. Now, in one way, there's not a lot else to do, really, is there? You know, there's only so many video games you can play, and you know, especially you live with somebody, you can't be just sitting there playing video games all night. It's not fair on them, unless you got multiple TVs, and even then they get the fucking hump because you're not paying attention to them or whatever. So you have to watch TV. So you're watching movies, you're watching TV shows, and it's fine. I like doing that as well, but not every night. And I've said this before. There's in particular during lockdown, during pandemic, during COVID bullshit, you need to pick one night a week where it's your night to do whatever you want. You know, you want to get a couple of cans or buy a bottle of wine, a bottle of whiskey, you know, sitting around smoking joints, whatever the fuck you want to do. Pick one night a week. Some people pick two, so that's probably alright as well. The older you get, you can't do two. You pretty much need the 1 week to recover from the one that you've done. But yeah, pick a night once a week. Again, it doesn't have to be with me. I'm doing this anyway. I'm going to be here anyway, whether there's nobody listening. Because this gets recorded for the Patreon, so it has to be done anyway. Speaking of Patreon, it's patreon.com/LostArtPodcast. It's our subscription model. Get you access to loads of exclusive podcasts, loads of exclusive videos, and also it's the only place you can listen to these live shows if you don't want to stay up late listening on a Saturday night. We have a bunch of people who have kids and shit and don't want to stay up till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning of a Saturday night drinking. So what they do, they subscribe to the Patreon, and Sunday morning or whatever, when they're making breakfast, they're hanging around the house, that's when they listen to it. I get messages about that stuff all the time. I've never re-listened to a show. I don't think I could. I don't think I could ever re-listen to a Saturday night show personally, because I was there the first time, and I love drinking cans. Love drinking whiskey, and generally by the end of the show I'm fucked. And that's, again, this is my night, so I'm sharing my Saturday night with you guys as well, because as I said, you need one night. Just pick a night, a few cans, a few glasses of wine, whatever. I still don't get wine. I don't understand people that drink wine. Makes no sense to me. But I was basically raised in a bin, so you know, I suppose I can understand if you weren't reared in a bin, getting Christmas presents out of a bin, eating out of a bin, all that kind of stuff. Maybe, you know. Maybe. Here's another batch of songs. We'll do what we usually do, and that we kind of power through. We'll do 3 songs. I'll do a couple of lickety-split 3-song combos to get us going, and then we'll melt into some sort of form for the evening of talking shite. As I said, message board is there, chat room's there. Type up, get involved. It's live. This is live, so you can type any old shite in there. Please do, by the way. Please, honest to God, anything. I do have some notes of shit I want to talk about this evening, but it's 1,010 times better when there are people involved in the chat room as well. Here is another Jim Steinman song for Meatloaf.
Well, I remember every little thing as if it happened only yesterday. Walking by the lake and there was not another car inside. And I never had a girl looking any better than you did. And all the kids at school, they were wishing they were me that night. And now our bodies are oh so close and your motor on. And now our bodies are whole, so close and tight. It never felt so good, it never felt so right. And we're glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Come on, hold on tight. Oh, come on, hold on tight. Oh, it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night. I can see paradise by the dashboard light. Oh, it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night. Paradise by the dashboard light. You got to do what you can, and let Mother Nature do the rest. But ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed. 'Cause we were barely 17 and we were barely. We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way in tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way in tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way in tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way in tonight.
Okay, here we go. We got a real pressure cooker going here. Two down, nobody on, no score, bottom of the ninth. There's the windup, and there it is, a line shot up the middle. Look at him go. This boy can really fly. He's rounding first and really turning it on now. He's not letting up at all. He's going to drive to second. The ball is bobbled out in center, and here comes the throw, and what a throw. He's going to slide in head first. Here he comes. He's out. No, wait, safe at second base. This kid really makes things happen out there. Batter steps up to the plate. Here's the pitch, and he's going, and what a jump he's got. He's trying for third. Here's the throw. It's in the dirt. Safe at third. Holy cow, stolen base. Taking a pretty big lead out there, almost daring him to try and pick him off. Pitcher glances over, winds up, and it's bunted down the third baseline. The suicide squeeze is on. Here he comes. Squeeze play is going to be close. Here's the throw. Here's the play at the plate. Holy cow, I think he's going to make it.
Stop right there. I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me?
Let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it, I'll give you an answer in the morning. Let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it, I'll give you an answer in the morning. Let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning.
I gotta know right now. Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? What's it gonna be, boy? Come on. I can wait all night. What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no?
Let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Well, let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning.
I gotta know right now. Do
Let me
you
sleep
love
on
me?
it.
Will you love me
Baby,
forever?
baby,
Do
let me
you
sleep
need
on
me?
it.
Will you never leave me?
Well,
Will
let
you
me
make
sleep
me so
on it.
happy for the
I'll
rest
give you
of my
an
life?
answer
Will
in
you
the
take me
morning.
away? Will you take me
in the morning.
know right now? Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever?
Let me sleep on it.
Will you love me forever?
Let me sleep on
Does Your Mother Know by ABBA. Before that, What Is Love by Hathaway, and Paradise by the Dashboard Light by Meatloaf. As I said, another Jim Steinman song, who we lost this week. We also lost Shock G from the Humpty Hump. I'm going to play some Digital Underground later. Shock G is... How do you explain Shock G? He's like one of the kind of important figures of hip-hop that never really got his due. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have Tupac. Tupac started off as like a background dancer for Digital Underground, then became a rapper. Shock G produced his first single, produced his first album. He's one of those guys that was very supportive of up-and-coming talent. He's the guy, if you don't know who he is, I guarantee you've seen the video before. He wears the kind of Groucho Marx glasses with the fake nose and fake moustache. That was one of his personas. He was kind of an original kind of hip-hop pioneer of the multiple personalities thing. After him, we had Cool Keith doing Dr. Octagon and stuff like that. You have to excuse me. A weird bit of a cough today. The weather today was fucking outstanding, lads. It was fucking outstanding. Today was like a proper summery day. Now, it's still cold in the shade. We're not there where the air is roasting yet, but I'll tell you how you know it's summer, right? Summer is beginning, or at least like the hot end of spring. I'll tell you how you know, because there's kids in prams and buggies screaming on every corner because their mother is dosing them up with fucking sunblock. That's how I knew. It was the first day, the minute I walked out of the house, there was kids screaming. Every road I walked down to, I had to go to the off licence to buy some cans, and I walked through the park, and on every street corner, outside every shop, in the park, every fucking 20 feet, there was a baby in a buggy screaming because their ma had the cream out and was dosing the kid up. And if you remember being a kid, there was nothing worse than getting that fucking sunblock on you. It was horrific. I still don't like it to this day. I'm 40 years of age, folks, and I still don't put sunblock on. I don't give a shit. I hate it. No matter how much it says non-greasy formula, you can't feel it, and it's waterproof and all that, you can feel it. You can fucking feel it. Also, this is coming from a guy, I don't even like moisturiser. I put moisturiser on, where do I put moisturiser? On my legs. Parts of my legs that get itchy. That's just an old man thing. Never had that. That's a new thing in the last 2 years. Parts of my legs get itchy. And I have to put moisturiser on them, or else I'll be walking around scratching the legs at myself like a fucking leper all day. So that's a recent enough thing to me buying. I bought moisturiser there, and one I never recognised before. It's called Brisk or something like that, right? Brisk moisturiser, lads, right? And it says, non-greasy, invisible formula, fucking soaks in 40 seconds with malt extract. And I'm there, alright, that sounds kind of blokey, because you don't want to be putting fucking stuff that stinks on you, So I'm thinking, malt extract, like a manly moisturiser. I buy into that shit. There's probably zero difference between what moisturiser for women and men, but it's just, I don't want to smell like perfume, So I bought this Brisk stuff with the malt extract in it, and I brought it home. And I was after having a shower, and I took the cap off it, and I was like a little pump, So I gave 2 pumps into the claw, rubbed it together, and I went to give it a smell. Lads, it smells like fucking dead animals. It is rough. Like, it would knock you the fuck out. Whatever it's made of, malt my hole. It's like they minced up a load of roadkill and made moisturiser out of it. I still use it, because whatever, like, who'll be smelling me legs? But I still use it. But when I was walking through the park today, there was thousands, and I mean thousands of people in Fairview Park, just around the corner from me. I decided to kind of shortcut through the park and have a look, see what was going on. Thousands upon thousands of people in the park. Like every 5 foot, there was a cluster of people sitting down, whatever, having a few cans or have their kids out playing frisbee. There was a full game of is it handball? What's the one? Volleyball with the net. Full game of that with tons of people, like 10 or 15 per side, playing volleyball in the middle of the football field. There was a full game of rugby going on. There was a full game of cricket for some reason going on. Again, I'm not going to give out. It's fucking lovely out. And apparently, as of this moment in time, Ireland is the only country in Europe where you can't go to a beer garden and get a pint. You can't go to a pub. In some way, shape or form. That's Ireland. So the government made a bollocks of it. Sorry. I still wear my mask. You should absolutely wear your mask. You should wash your hands. You should socially distance. You should do all that type of shit. I think that's, to be honest with you, I think a lot of that stuff is just, it's burned into us now, where it's going to take years to either get out of that habit or kind of break that chain of events. But it's almost gone now. Like, the people are just taking matters into their own hands, and they're saying, okay, well, you know, we're gonna sit down in a group of buddies that we know. We're gonna make sure we're not sitting on top of another group of buddies that we don't know. But we're absolutely not staying in the house anymore. It's been a year and a bit, and we're not staying in the house anymore. And I can't say I fucking blame them, lads. You know, it's I've been locked in the house for a year and a bit now. It was a year and 1 month, a year and 2 months, year and 1 month. It'll be a year and 2 in a few weeks. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough being stuck at home. Hence what I was saying 20 minutes ago, that you have to pick a night once a week that's your night, and it's where you do something different. You know, everybody else is, if they're working, they're work from home, or they're coming home from the office and they're watching TV and eating their dinner in front of the TV, and or playing video games or whatever the fuck they're doing. You know, so you need to pick a night where you're gonna get yourself a few drinks. You're gonna, you know, get a bag of weed, whatever the fuck you're gonna do, and you're gonna listen to some music or do something a little bit different. And that's the main reason behind this Saturday night show for Lost Art. Was that when the lockdown started, we were like, what the fuck are we going to do? Because Helmut was out of work, I was out of work. We hadn't a clue what we were going to do. We knew we were going to keep doing the podcast every Monday morning. We were going to release that. We were like, we've got all this time now. Why don't we do a live show? Because we had obviously done a couple of Lost Art live things in the Thomas House pub where the two of us DJ'd. So we thought, why don't we do that? And it took us months to be able to figure out how to play music remotely, because he was in his house, I was in my house, and we wanted to be able to play songs. It took months and months, but yeah, I think we're at 56 weeks straight now of doing live shows. So 56, I think tonight might be our 55th or 56th week in a row of doing live shows. And yeah, you can support the live shows. I'm going to put the link into the chat room now in a few minutes, the Ko-Fi link. You can support us. If you've got anything out of what we do on Saturday nights, if you've got any sort of entertainment out of the music that we choose, the shit talk that we talk about, please do us a favour and tip us. Just tip us. The link will be thrown into the will be thrown into the computer. We'll be thrown into the chat room there, and the link is also, if you clicked on it from Facebook or wherever the fuck it is, the link is there. I think we're going to do a deal next month on Patreon as well. We're going to do like a €3 deal for Patreons for a month, just to try and get a few more people involved. Because as we said before, even doing this broadcast right now, this Mixler software we're using, Spotify, all this kind of shit, costs money. So it costs money to put the show out. It's free for you to listen to, but it ain't free for us to put out there. Let's put it that way. That's where the Ko-Fi link comes into play, where you can tip us, and we 100% appreciate your delicious tips. Here's a few songs.
No, I know that I can make you stay, but where's your heart? But where's your heart? But where's your... And I know there's nothing I can say to change that part, to change that part, to change. with words I thought I'd never speak. Awake and unafraid, asleep or dead. 'Cause I see you lying next to me, with words I thought I'd never speak. Awake and unafraid, asleep or dead. 'Cause I see you lying next to me, with words I thought I'd never speak. Awake and unafraid, asleep or dead. 'Cause I see you lying next to me, with words I thought I'd never speak. Awake and unafraid, asleep or nothing you can say can stop me going home.
This is the school for fools in love. Did I mention? Pay attention. Another 40 days, 40 nights. I gotta get my love life right. I just like to say, welcome to my Milky Way, baby. And you better believe there's a heartbreaker every day. Every day. Dig. I certainly can. I think that change is about to come. Watch me. It's been a long time, but I think I'm ready, baby. Just explain what you mean, baby.
When I'm with him, all I ever do is reminisce over you. I close my eyes, try to think it through, but you know I'm stuck, so you let go. Can you make it worth my while? Go on and show me, baby. Can you make it worth my while?
I certainly can. I think that change is about to come. Watch me now.
Make it worth my while.
It's been a long time, but I think I'm ready, baby. Now dig, baby. I got something to say. To say to you is, girl, you know that I love you too. And if you turn and walk away, oh, I'm not even a dog. I'm just a stray, babe. But what I like to say, and what you need anymore, I need your love, and I didn't want to do you no wrong. I thought I made a little house a home, and now I'm so alone.
Can you make it worth my while? Go on and show me, baby. Can you make it worth my while?
Oh, I certainly can. I think that change is about to come. Watch me now.
Make it worth my while.
It's been a long time, but I think I'm ready, baby.
Make it worth my while.
Now dig, baby. I got something to say. Chicken hungry. Listen what
gehe, ich reise gern. Fern und nah und fern. Ich bin zu Hause überall. Meine Sprache international. Ich mache es gern jedem recht. Ja, mein Sprachschatz ist nicht schlecht. Ein scharfes Schwert im Wortgefecht mit dem anderen Geschlecht. Ich bin kein Mann für eine Nacht. Ich bleibe höchstens 1-2 Stunden, bevor die Sonne wieder lacht. Bin ich doch schon längst verschwunden und ziehe weiter meine Runden. Ich bin Ausländer. Mi amor, mon chéri. Ausländer. Ciao ragazza, take a chance on me. Ich bin Ausländer. Mon amour, ja lo beauty, ja. Ein Ausländer. Come on baby, c'est la vie. Andere Länder, andere Zungen. So hab ich mich schon früh gezwungen, dem Missverständnis zum Verdruss, dass man Sprachen lernen muss. Und wenn die Sonne untergeht und man vor Ausländerinnen steht, ist es von Vorteil, wenn man dann sich verständlich machen kann. Ich bin kein Mann für eine Nacht. Ich bleibe höchstens 1-2 Stunden, bevor die Sonne wieder lacht. Bin ich doch schon längst verschwunden und ziehe weiter meine Runden. Ich bin Ausländer. Mi amor, mon chéri. Ausländer. Ciao ragazza, take a chance on me. Ich bin Ausländer.
That was T-Rex with Get It On. Before that, we had Rammstein with Auslander. And before that, we had Bootsy Collins. Did we? Yeah, we did. Yeah, Bootsy Collins with Work My Will. Fix me chair. As you know, my chair's falling apart. It's not the greatest time in my life. But we're going to continue playing tracks until whenever I get bored. Like I said, I'm staying up. I'm going to attempt to stay up late because there's a really good fight on UFC later. And I tend not to stay up for the fights as much as I used to a couple of years ago. I'm not going to lie to you, I fucking can't. I just can't. I could probably do it if I was sober, but there's something about being up in this room and playing songs and drinking cans, and got the chat room in front of me, and we're streaming out to Twitch and we're streaming out to YouTube, so I'm looking after them as well. And then when it's over, it hits whatever 1.5, 1, 2, or whenever the fuck it is that I decide to knock this on the head. Then all of a sudden I'm just left alone, like drunk, in my house, and it's the worst feeling in the world. And it's really hard to keep drinking when you're not, even when you don't have like some sort of connection, be it digital or not. It's really difficult to just like, I'm just gonna sit here by myself then, drink cans and watch lads fighting or whatever. It's really difficult. Like, it's different, I think, if you're sober and you're saying, right, I'm going to stay up, or maybe had a gang of your mates with you or something like that. I'm going to stay up, I'm going to watch. I didn't even stay up to watch WrestleMania. Like, that's the first WrestleMania I've missed, lads, since I was fucking 10. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it. It didn't help that it was shy, you know? But still, I don't watch any of the other wrestling pay-per-views. I don't watch that much wrestling, but it's a thing where every year I have to watch WrestleMania. I didn't do it this year. Like, I even bought the WWE Network for like $12.99 a month or whatever the fuck it is to watch it. I tried to get it free. They used to do a free month, but I must have, over the last couple of years, I must have signed up with about 40 different fucking email addresses. I used to create email addresses just to get that free month to watch pay-per-views or documentaries that they were releasing or something like that. I couldn't do it this year. After paying for it raw, like paying the money for it, couldn't do it. One of the things that I'm having trouble with this week is, I've trouble with it all the time, but I'm having particular trouble mentally this week is with Facebook. Facebook is a fucking disaster, right? Everybody knows that it's the worst. It's a fucking bin fire, right? It's just the shits all the time. However, it's the number one advertising thing for any sort of product or service or whatever, you know. So in terms of the podcast and all, I have to have a Facebook presence, and you know, different kind of chat groups going on with the gang talking shite, and so you kind of have to. And every now and again, you're bored, you go to Facebook and have a quick scroll or whatever the fuck it is. But whatever Facebook's been doing to me for the last couple of weeks, it's been, you know, when someone like posts something up in a group or on a page or on their fucking front page or whatever it is, and it'll always show you like one comment. So if someone posts up fucking, I don't know, because I remember like 100 different record groups. Now someone will post up, is the new are the reissues of My Bloody Valentine's albums released, and you'll see one comment underneath saying, yeah, they're available from blah 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 blah, right? That's harmless, that's fine. But for some reason in the last week I've been getting just the worst like comments that are drawing me into this fucking like wormhole of scutter that I've been experiencing. Like Ghost, the band Ghost, okay, are after doing some sort of deal with DC Comics, and there's a Batman comic coming out in a month or two, and the cover of this Batman comic is the band Ghost wearing like it's you know, it's a comic book drawing of the fucking nameless ghouls, and like there's a Batman character in there, so it's like a crossover between Batman and Ghost. And Ghost the band on their Facebook page posted it up, right? So of course I see it and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I might order that just to, you know, fucking frame it, throw it on a wall, or throw it in a fucking box with the rest of the comics or whatever. But the comment I see is so weird that I have to click on it. And I click on it, and it's some bloke saying, I really dislike metal music and the band Ghost. They should have done this with the Misfits instead. And I was like, mate, you wouldn't have seen this if you didn't like Ghost. And if you don't like Ghost, what the fuck are you doing commenting on their page for? Like, as if someone's going to see it and go, someone from the band going, oh, you're dead right. It should really be the Misfits, shouldn't it? A band that haven't existed in fucking like 35 years properly. Like, yeah, alright, yeah, hang on, wait till I ring Glenn Danzig and see if he wants to take our place on the cover of this Batman comic. And I was looking at it, and thankfully, I didn't have to do it, because I was like, I'm going to fucking weigh in on this cunt now. Someone else had done it. Thank God. Someone else had gone like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like you obviously like the band Ghost because you like their Facebook page, or else you wouldn't be seeing this. And the bloke was like, yeah, like I'm interested in them because I like bands that wear face paint. But like, what the fuck are you doing? What type of stupid bullshit is that? What type of absolute fucking gombean would like a band because they have face paint on, and then go and comment saying that like, I don't like this band or metal music, but they should pick another band to do this instead. And then I saw one there earlier, literally about half an hour ago, where someone in one of the vinyl groups that I'm a member of said like, does anyone know where you can get frames? We can get frames for records for framing them. And some fucking idiot, some absolute fucking toe rag, posted up, oh, like, for hanging on your wall, is it? And I swear to God, lads, that my blood pressure dropped. It's like, what the fuck else would you be doing with them? Why the fuck would you ask we can get frames for records if he's not going to hang them on his fucking wall? Like, and again, someone else weighed in, saying like, are you fucking serious? Like, are you that bored? Are you that bored that you have to like not even nitpick or say something obvious, but say something so fucking stupid that like everyone who reads it hopes to get hit by a fucking car tomorrow? Like, that's how stupid that comment was. Just, and to him, I don't understand it, because you see the way Facebook's going. We've talked about this 1,000 times, where me and Helm have kind of backed away from Facebook a good bit in terms of advertising the podcast. We still do a bit there, and you know, kind of equally across all of them, but simply because it's cunts like your auntie and your uncle who are on there now. There's no one like the vast majority of the people aren't, not necessarily young. Young is a fucking shit term, but they're kind of interested and competent, capable people. They're fucking idiots who think that Facebook is the entire internet. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, you go to my website. Oh, Facebook, yeah. No, my website, like my .com. But how do I get there from Facebook? That's their only experience of it, and they shouldn't be allowed on there. Like my Elman does nothing but share all my little angles fucking shite on Facebook all day. She shares random stuff about missing dogs in fucking Afghanistan, and if 6 people share that, the fucking power of prayer will heal this cunt's broken leg. My ma hasn't been to church since her fucking communion. Like, it's literally just click, 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 click. Like, my ma typed in like once instead of pressing the like button. Do you know what I mean? That's the level of fucking gobshitery. And again, I love me Elman, but it's millions upon millions, if not billions upon billions, of these fucking idiots that are on there. And like, there's content on Facebook that I like. Lots of these groups are great for finding out about, you know, record releases. Oh, Pat says, and another thing. Oh yeah, 100%. And another thing fucking nothing. Like, another thing nothing. It's absolutely fucking brutal. Now, I'll say this. The quality of grammar and spelling on Facebook is leagues ahead of the grammar and spelling on TikTok. TikTok makes me worried for the youth. TikTok, I talk about this all the time. If you have, like, we've got a podcast and a live show, whatever the fuck it is, there is no better social media platform for advertising something than TikTok right now. It is fucking incredible for the amount of people that see your stuff, right? That's not to say it's a good social media platform. It's not. It's shy. But if you want people to see your stuff, whether you be selling art or selling fucking jewelry or talking about a podcast or a band you're in or whatever the fuck, that's the one. TikTok is the one, 100%. That's it. But it makes me worried. It makes me worried for the state of the youth, because the spelling, lads, is so bad. It's so atrociously terrible that either everyone woke up with fucking dyslexia one day, or these cunts were not listening in school. right? And not everybody listened to school when they were in school, but Jesus Christ, we came out knowing how to spell things. And at the very least, we taught ourselves how to spell stuff that we had trouble spelling, so you didn't look like a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? When you were putting a post up on social media, or you were texting your mate or something like that, because you were going to get slagged. But like, this is like weird fucking pigeon English. That's like, they're spelling things out phonetically but wrong. Like, they don't understand like the basics of the language they're speaking. It is fucking atrocious. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. That's how terrible it is. Here's Entombed.
What you believe is the vanity you conceive. What you love you don't pan. To put in a cage is to put to an end. And now we're on the pressure. Life fucking lost. You will never gain my trust. I'm a misanthropical breed. I am insatiable in my need to feed. Utterly fearless for your loss of flesh. I don't have the time like a war, and I always hunger for more. And I'm under pressure. Life fucking lost. You will never gain my trust. I'm a misanthropical breed. I'm insatiable in my need to feed. Vision, evil, beyond the blood is my call. Pound for pound, I am the most vicious of all.
Hey little sister, what have you done? Hey little sister, who's the only one? Hey little sister, who's your Superman? Hey little sister, who's the one you want? Hey little sister, shotgun. It's a nice day to start again. It's a nice day for a white wedding. It's a nice day to start again. Hey little sister, what have you done? Hey little sister, who's the only one? I've been away for so long. I've been away for so long. I let you go for so long. It's a nice day to start again. Come on, it's a nice day for a white wedding. It's a nice day to start again. Ow! this world. And there's nothing sure in this world. And there's nothing pure in this world. Look for something left in this world. Start again. Come on, it's a nice day for a white wedding. Whoa, what's a nice day to start again? It's a nice day to start again. It's a nice day to start again. What you want with a nice day for a white wedding? Shotgun on, yeah, hey little sister shotgun. It's a nice day to start again. It's a nice day for a white wedding. It's a nice day to start again. What's your vice wish? Who have you sold yourself to? Who have you sold your soul to? Hey little sister shotgun, it's a nice day to start again. It's a nice day for a white wedding. Babe. It's a nice day to start again. Dynamite. Killer. Pick it up. Take me back home, yeah. There is nothing fair in this world. There is nothing safe in this world. And there's nothing sure in this world. And there's nothing pure in this world. Look for something left in this world. It's a nice day for white wedding. Yeah, it's a nice day to start again. Whoa, chase me back home, yeah. Ow, white wedding, silk shedding, price of trower, white wedding.
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely.
Not for very much longer.
I've got to keep control. I remember doing the time war, drinking those moments when the blackness would hit me and the void would be calling. Let's do the time war again. Let's do the time war again.
It's just a jump to the left. With your hands on your hips.
It's so dreamy. Oh, fantasy, free me. So you can't see me. No, not at all. In another dimension. With voyeuristic intention. Well secluded. I see all.
With a bit of a mind flip.
You're into the time slip.
And nothing can ever be the same.
You're spaced out on sensation.
Like you're under sedation.
Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
Well, I was walking down the street just a having a thing when a stinking big guy gave me an evil wing. He shook me up, he took me by surprise. He had a pickup truck and the devil's eyes. He stared at me and I felt a change. Time and nothing ever would again.
Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
It's just a jump to the left.
When we step to the right,
With your hands on your hips.
there's a velvet crowd. The little daughter is saying, let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp
White shirt, now red, my bloody nose sleeping. You're on your tippy toes, creeping around like no one knows. Think you're so criminal. Bruises on both my knees for you. Don't say thank you. Oh, please, I do what I want when I'm wanting to. My soul, so cynical. So you're a tough guy, like you really rough guy. Just can't get enough guy, just always so puff guy. I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy. Duh. I'm the bad guy. to sing along with me, but she won't sing this song if she reads all the lyrics. She'll pity the men I know. So you're a tough guy, like you really rough guy. Just can't get enough guy, just always so puff guy. I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy. Duh. I'm pretty glad that you're alone. You said she's scared of me? I mean, I don't see what she sees, but maybe it's 'cause I'm wearing your cologne.
Ready for war, Joe? How you wanna blow they spot? I know these dirty cops that'll get us in if we murder some wop. Hop in your Hummer, the punish is ready. Meet me and Beatles with noodles, we do this do while he's slurping spaghetti. Everybody kiss the fucking floor, Joe, we crack, fuck them all. If they move, noodles, shoot that fucking whore. Dead in the middle of little did we know that we riddled to middleman who didn't do diddly.
It'll be a cold day and how the day I take it now. Make no mistake, for real, I wouldn't hesitate to kill. I'm still a fat one that you love to hate. Catch you at your mother's waist, smack you then I whack you with my stuff to yay.
I rub your face off the earth and curse your family's children like Amityville and drill the nerves in your cavity filling. Insanity's building a pavilion in my civilian. It can't be the anarchy that humanity's feeling. I'm villain without remorse, who's willing to out your boss forever and take all the cheddar like child support.
I support Pun in anything he does, anything he loves. A brother from another mother sent for the above. A dog nigga just like me, one of the best might be. Even better, leaving niggas kneeling on their right knee.
Spike Lee couldn't paint a better picture. You small change, I'm blowing out your brains, getting richer.
Hit you with the mag, smacking bitch, nigga, what? You getting stuck, my trigger fingers itchy as a fuck.
Truck jewels, cruising in the land, pumping cash rules. Last crew to one and caught 100 trying to pass through.
That's true.
So who the next to get it?
TS the best that did it.
Get it off your chest, get admitted,
and it's yeah, and you don't stop.
20 shot clock with the cop killers, fiddler to the top.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
Joey cracks the rock, and Big Pun keeps the guns cocked.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
We'll make it hot, nigga. What? Bring it up on your whole spot.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
It's still 187 on an undercover guy. Fuck the police, I squeeze first, make him neat third. Take him feet first through the morgue, then launch him in the deep earth. The streets curse, the First Amendment's culturally biased. Supposed to supply us with right tonight. I hold my rosary tight as I can. I'm one man against the world, just me and my girl, Black Pearl, Latina, my spina, but keeps it real, you know the deal. We steal from the rich and keep it peeping, it's no secret. Watch me and Joe go back and forth and freak.
Creep with me as I cruise in my Beamer. All the kids in the ghetto call me Don Cartagena, kicking ass as I blast off heat. And you never see me talk to police. So you should know that I really don't care. Pull you by the hair, slit your throat, and I leave you right there. So beware, it's red that niggas want beat. Big Pun speak and let these motherfuckers know how we run the
Fuck
streets.
peace, I run the streets deep with no compassion. Puerto Ricans known for slashing, catching niggas while they sleeping, no relaxing. Keep your eyes open, sharp reflexes. 3 Texas in the Jeep Lexus, just in case police test us. Street professors, terror squad, ghetto scholars, full of clips marked, inflicts the free regard when the metal hollers. Better acknowledge or get knocked down until I'm locked and shot down. Had the beat, couldn't make me put my clock down.
We lock downs like rounds in the chamber, boogie down major like 9. I bust mine every time, plus I'm the crime boss of New York. Where we taught to walk, all my niggas carry chalk and stalk. I pray like a predator. Whoever want it, go and get it, set it, baby, and I'ma bury ya. So remember the squad that I'm reppin', I'm full of clip of my weapon and punish niggas till it's Armageddon. Yeah, and you don't stop.
20 shot clock with the cop killers, fill up to the top.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
Joey cracks the rock, and Big Big pun keeps the guns cocked. Yeah, and you don't stop. We'll make it hot, nigga. Why bring it up on your whole spot? Yeah, and you don't stop. It's still 187 on an undercover guy. Yeah, and you don't stop. 20 shot clock with the cop killers fill up to the top. Yeah, and you don't stop. Joey cracks the rock and Big Pun keeps the guns cocked. Yeah, and you don't stop. We'll make it hot, nigga. Why bring it up on your whole spot? Yeah, and you don't.
Big Pun of Fat Joe with Twins, deep cover. It's a cover of Deep Cover by Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. It's maybe even better than the original. Maybe. Jeez, we'll see. Bad Guy by Billie Eilish, which remains the only Billie Eilish song I know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I've heard a single other thing, but I kind of like that. It's like a real low-key, grimy kind of thing. I like it. Time Warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It popped up on a feed, and I said, I haven't listened to that in years. White Wedding, which I'm sorry I put the 8.5 minute long version on. I apologise, and it was too late. Like, no one needs 8.5 minutes of White Wedding. Like, 3.5 is about the max. I'm sorry for playing the 8.5 minute one. And we started off with Entombed with Wolverine Blues. Time Warp. I hate fucking musicals, right? I really hate musicals. Like, if I'm watching a film and they start singing, like, even if I was enjoying it up until that point, I just turn it off. I can't do it. I can't watch, like, I can maybe watch, like, Disney shit, maybe, you know, Lion King, or maybe I could watch them. But if I watch, like, a real film and they start singing, I'm fucking out. I just check out. But when I was about 17 or 18, I'd say it was about 18, and a pal of mine, it was like the first gay dude I ever knew. I was in school with him, and I think we were just out of school, or we were getting out of school, or some shit like that. And he was mad into musical theatre. Like, that was his bag. And I was trying to be supportive, you know, and he was telling me about all these fucking musicals and all. And even back then, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, I just can't do it. And but I was trying to be supportive, and he'd be talking about it. And I'd be like, yeah, man, yeah, you should do it, because he wanted to move to London and do the West End and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, you should absolutely do it. And he said, listen, I got money out me ma to go and see this show in the Olympia on Friday night. Do you want to come with me? Like, she'll get fucking, like, I'll get a couple of tickets, they're cheap enough. I was like, yeah, alright, yeah, cool, let's go. So he brought me in, and there's posters everywhere for this thing called the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I hadn't a clue what it was, right? I didn't know about the movie, I didn't know about any of it. Honest to God. Hadn't a clue. And sat there up in the nosebleeds in the Olympia. Sat there for whatever it was, 2 hours, watching this show. And I'd never seen anything like it in my life. I was like, this is fucking incredibly bananas. This is batshit mad. Like, I can't believe how fucking crazy this is. And by the end of it, I was like, I think I might like musicals now. Like, this is really, really cool. So I went off, met up with all me fucking common or scumbag mates on the Saturday, and I was trying to explain to them. I was like, listen, like, I know smoking hash down lanes is unreal, and fingering mots and all, I know all that, but like, you just need to go and see this thing called the Rocky Horror Picture Show that's on in town, and the tickets are real cheap. They're like £8 or something. We should go tonight. And they're all like, no. And I think one of them said, like, I'll go with you. And I said, I'll get the tickets and you can get a few points or whatever in afterwards. This is back when points were like £2. And I ran into town. I got the bus to the town. I went up to the ticket booth outside the Olympia, and I bought 2 tickets to the Rocky Horror Picture Show for, like, this is the night after I'd gone. So this is Saturday night. And I got back downtown, and I got back to where my pals were. And I'm like, right, I'll meet you at 7 o'clock, man. It starts at 8. So I'll meet you at 7 o'clock in whatever Brogan's or whatever it was outside the Olympia. We'll get a point or two in. We'll run into the Olympia. We'll get a few points in the Olympia. Maybe we'll head out into town then. I think Eamon Dorans was the spot back then, because they used to stay out until like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. It was insane. And he never showed up. Let me there like a fucking prick. So off I went. I went in by myself. Fuck, I'm not wasting the ticket, you know. So I went in, sat in my chair, and I watched the entire show again. And to this day, it remains the only time I've ever seen something twice. like in a row. I've never done it, and let's be realistic. I'm never gonna fucking do it again. I didn't go and see Deftones twice in a row, and that was free. But I went to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show twice. I never seen it again after that. I know they do a thing, and it's a Hope or something like that. They do something anyway. They do a Rocky Horror Picture Show around Halloween every year, where it's like a live thing with loads of Irish actors and stuff like that. And I think too much time has passed now that the hatred for musicals has the scab has reformed. But at the same time, gang, I watched this movie about 20 years ago. I'm sure anybody who likes musicals knows it. I watched Hedwig and the Angry Inch. This musical movie, and it changed everything again. I was like, this is absolutely incredible. First of all, the story is batshit mad, so I'm into it. Second of all, the music, the songs are absolutely incredible. Like, they are every single song is 10 out of 10, and I like to the point where, like, if that was just released as an album, which I'm sure it has been, I don't own it for some reason. I think there was some sort of discrepancy with the movie studio and the people who wrote the songs and the actors and all this kind of shit. Because the actors, I think, sang the movie version of it, but then the dude who was, I don't know which way it worked. It's weird. But I watched Hedwig and the Angry Inch about 20 years ago, and I must have seen it 20 times since. So whenever somebody brings up musical theatre or musicals, it's literally, it's my fallback. So I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show twice in a row, but I've also, like, my favourite thing I've ever seen is Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Wes is saying watch Albert Finney's Scrooge. Alright, yeah. Maybe. Like I said, I don't know whether I have to be in the mood for it or not. I don't know. It's not. One of my neighbours having a fucking hoolie. You can probably hear them. If I'm quiet for a minute, I bet you can hear them. Of course, they're quiet now, aren't they? No? They're not screaming and shouting. There's a couple of lunatics live around here. And every now and again they go on a fucking mad one and people have to call the cops and everything. Like, it's fucking wild up here. I got bitten by a spider, lads. I think the only thing I'm allergic to in the world is spider bites. Like, mosquitoes and whatever bite me, and you get the itchy bump and you're like, this shit, but like 2 days later it's fine. There's something about spider bites, like, where I get like necrotic tissue almost. It's grim. I was bitten by a spider for the first time in Poland about 6 years ago. I was bitten by this thing called a wasp spider. There they are, they're off singing. I got bitten by this thing called wasp spider in Poland. I actually believe it. I got bitten in Auschwitz. I went to see Auschwitz and Birkenau, and I sat down on a bench, and I was like, "Oh fuck! What the fuck? Something bit me leg." And I saw two little pricks where it bit me, or whatever it was. And I saw the spider, lads. If you're interested in what a wasp spider looks like, look it up on the internet. It is insane. We live in like the land of milk and honey here, right? Like, nothing can get you. There's like a midget might get you, and 1 in a million people gets bitten by a fucking badger or something. Like, there's nothing here to hurt you. We fuck all spiders, we fuck all snakes, we've none of that type of shit. And when you go into like Central Europe and stuff like that, and there's like bears and wolves and fucking spiders that can like take lumps out of your hornets. I saw a hornet for the first time. It's the size of my fist. It's terrifying. Like, there's shit out there that can proper get you. But I was bitten by this wasp spider. And it's not necessarily super poisonous or anything like that, you know. It's not a hospital job, but I'd never been bitten by a spider before. It got me in the leg, lads. Within three days, I had this hole in my leg that was leaking this kind of plasma, this gold goo, like yellowy gold, crispy shit that was running out my leg, and I had to go to the chemist, and it remains to this day. It remains one of the only words I know in Polish. Pająk. Pająk means spider. Because I went into the chemist and I pointed at my leg, and the board behind the counter just went, Pająk, nie dobre, like, no good. And I was like, fucking right, nie dobre, Pająk, no good spider fucking got me. So I was put on these like calcium tablets and creams and all this kind of shit. But about a week ago, a spider got me, and I don't know, it got me 4 times, lads, on the back. 2 in my middle back and 2 kind of at the back of my shoulders. And there's one in particular where it must have went to town, because there's a little hole, there's like a divot where it's been eaten away. The rest of them are just kind of, you know, itchy or whatever, you know, like a mosquito bite or whatever as it heals. but it takes me so long to heal from these spider bites. But whatever the one on me kind of middle right side where it got me, like I went to town on me, lads, and it's drove me up the fucking wall, which leads back to the moisturiser talk of earlier on, where like I'm trying to stop, I'm rubbing moisturiser on it, I'm rubbing fucking there's some fucking cream you can get for insect bites, I'm rubbing that and that, and it's grim. I'm trying to take calcium, because apparently calcium helps you heal from insect bites, calcium tablets in particular. If you take 1 or 2 of those a day, it really helps speed things along. But Jesus Christ, lads, like a spider, bitten by a spider in Dublin. It must have been one of those false widows. I think that's about as dangerous as it gets over here, isn't it? There's a couple of those in the gaff. That's when you can tell with the weather starting to change. I said this last week. You can tell the weather starting to properly change, and you start seeing the spiders running up and down your walls. They're trying to get outside to meet mates and stuff like that. And then obviously when the weather starts getting shit, they start coming inside to hide for the winter. But that's how you know. You know, when you start seeing spiders running around your house, that's when the weather's starting to change. This fucking Garrett Attenborough.
Baby, can't you see I'm calling? A guy like you should wear a warning. It's dangerous, I'm falling. There's no escape, I can't wait. I need a hit, baby, give me it. You're dangerous,
sign, Leonard, Brasnap, Lenny Bruce, and Lester Banks, birthday party, cheesecake, jelly bean, boom, you symbiotic, patriotic, slam button, nap, right? Right. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine.
The End of the World as We Know It by R.E.M., Toxic by Britney Spears, and Everglade by L7. Stephen just posted up there that he got shingles a couple of years ago. I had shingles. I went through a period of about 10 years where I never get sick. I never get a cold or a flu or anything like that. I'm pretty good like that. I think it's because I fucking grew up eating out of bins and eating dirt and rolling around in filth and camping and shit like that. And so I just never got ill. Like when I was a kid, I got fucking mumps and measles, the usual shit that everybody gets. But in my 20s and 30s, it's extraordinarily rare for me to be sick. But I did have a 10-year period where I got fucking everything that old people got. I got shingles as well. I didn't get shingles. I got shingles running from my left hip up to my eye, and apparently Stephen will know this as well from saying he got shingles on his cheek just below his eye. Apparently, like, because shingles runs up a nerve, and apparently like it can get into your eye, and you end up with like kind of pustules and spots and bumps on your fucking eyeballs. It's really lethal. You can lose your sight due to it. And so I got shingles. I thought I just had like pimples on my belly and my chest and my neck and all, and I was popping them, and I was like, these are really sore. This is killing me. But I just thought, like, I don't know, I fucking ate something weird and I got spots, and I didn't even know what shingles were, and I was popping the fucking things, and it was just like, it wasn't like popping a pimple, they just hurt. It was like trying to pop a hive or something. And yeah, that was no crack. I got shin splints. I got pneumonia. Got pneumonia in Italy, of all places. I was allergic to some plant that they put in the big planter boxes in Rome, and 'cause I'd been to Rome a couple of times, but I don't think I'd been there during the summer when they put all the flowers and stuff out in the streets, and I must have been allergic to something, and it started this coughing and spluttering and sneezing fucking dose that lasted about 4 days. It was the first time my father had ever left the country, and I think it was his 50th birthday or something like that. It was years ago, and I think maybe it was 50th or 55th, I can't remember. And he'd never left the country, and his favourite film is Gladiator. So me and my ma conspired to get me down a plane and bring him to Rome to show him the Colosseum and stuff like that, you know. Now, I'd already been to Rome. I think I'd played a couple of gigs in Rome, and I'd been to a comic convention in Rome, and I'd given a talk in the Rome School of Comics about writing comic books. And so I'd been a couple of times, but I don't think I'd ever been in the height of summer. And yeah, it started this cough and sneeze and spluttering session that just somehow morphed and evolved into pneumonia, and I didn't know I had pneumonia. And I got home and I was in fucking bits, lads. I was in bits. I was walking around for a week like coughing, spluttering, sneezing, thinking like I'm still allergic to this shit, you know. And I went to the doctor and done all these tests on me. He comes back and he goes, "You've got fucking pneumonia, man. Like, that's real bad. Like, He goes like, this is the thing that kills old people. I'm like, mate, I'm fucking whatever it was, late 20s, early 30s. I got all that shit. I got a bunch of fucking old people stuff. I'm trying to remember the full list of old people diseases and afflictions I got. There's a good 10-year period. Was all I got was stuff that like I should be getting like 20 years from now, and I was getting it in my late 20s and 30s. But I think that was the first kind of proper pulmonary thing. I was only reminded of something the other day about what year is it now? It's 2021. In around 2005, what's the way to say, a dark horse with his antics over there. Yeah, some mad shit went down. I've told that story before. Enough time. Do we have a statute of limitations in Europe about crimes and admitting the crimes? That's not really me admitting the crime, is it? Meowfla. Meowfla took something. He took something from the Colosseum. He made me keep sketch. He made me fucking watch while he took something from the Colosseum, which is now in a wall somewhere, not too far away. But anyway, yeah, what the fuck was I talking about? I can't remember what the fuck I was talking about. Pneumonia, no crack. Oh, sorry. So yeah, about 2005, I got this like viral infection in my throat, like this sore throat that just wouldn't get better, lads. Wouldn't get better. And you know, sometimes fucking maybe I'm a fucker for when the weather changes, I get headaches. I'm a bastard for it. So this time of the year is real bad for me, where I'm just eating fucking painkillers like a motherfucker. I'm not sick, I'm not suffering, I just get fucking headaches like a bastard. Like a couple of months ago I was telling you guys I had a headache for a month and a half, like a very worrying headache that eventually fucked off. It's still there every now and again, but yeah, compared to what it was a couple of months ago, it's nothing. But I got this just a sore throat, and you know, sometimes you just get a fucking sore throat, and it's not a big deal. You know, a couple of days later, this sore throat goes away. This wouldn't go away, and it got so bad that it literally hurt to breathe. It hurt to breathe, and I went to the doctor. At the time, I was broke. Right now, I mean, fucking broke. I'd often talk to people who tell me about being poor, and this is absolutely my like lowest point in my life. I had a record store. I had a record store in Temple Bar that I'd left a good paying job in the Mater Hospital. I'd left a good paying job in the hospital, and I'd taken a loan out of like fucking 20 grand to start a record store in Temple Bar, because I had a mate of mine who had a unit, the basement, in a unit in Temple Bar, and I was obviously obsessed with music, obsessed with records. Now, unfortunately for me, this is about fucking 5 years before the full resurgence of vinyl kicked off again. If I had been 5 years later, who knows where we'd be right now. But back then, there was just kind of specialists buying records, and it was fine for a while. I made enough money to pay the rent, pay the bills, all that kind of shit. But about a year and a half into it, the landlords pulled the rug out from underneath me, and closed down the ground floor, which is my mate's shop, and then closed down the basement, which is mine. And I was bollocks. I owed a fucking fortune to the banks, and I was living in Donnycarney at the time, and I was actually house sitting for a pal of mine who was off travelling the world with his missus for about a year, and he wanted someone to look after his house. So me and another pal said, we'll mind your house, fuck it, we'll just live in Donnycarney, it'll be fine. And I remember being so poor that like I had a car at the time, I couldn't afford to put petrol in it, I couldn't afford to eat, I couldn't afford to like buy washing powder for washing clothes. Like every now and again I'd have to drop over to my Elwyn and like with a big black bag full of clothes like a fucking student. I remember one night being so hungry, opening up the press, and I found like this bag of like boiling the bag rice that must have been sitting there, lads, for about 6 years. It probably came with the house, and I think there was a stock cube, and I boiled the rice with stock cube, and I made that one bag of boiling the bag rice last for 2 days. It was fucking grim. It was fucking grim. Was that the one in the corner where it says the record shop I had was literally next door to the Foggy Jew. the back door to the Foggy Jew that most people use. Nobody really uses the front door, but they used the back door. It was literally next door. It was connected to the Foggy Jew. Horror Business was the name of the record store. And but I remember getting this sore throat, and I went over to me. I think I rang me Elman from someone else's phone. I was like, "Ma, I hate asking parents for fucking money." I said, like, I wouldn't ask, but like, I'm in fucking bad shape here. Like, there's something going on with my throat, and I can't eat. It hurts to breathe. It hurts to swallow, and because I hate going to the doctor. Like, even today, I haven't been to the doctor in fucking 15 years, lads, and I hated it back then as much. And I think my Elma gave me like 60 quid or whatever the fuck it was, 100 quid to go to the doctor and get prescription and get checked out. And I went to the like, family doctor who I hadn't seen in years, and I went in and I explained the situation to him, and he told me I had some sort of, I can't remember whether it was viral or bacterial fucking infection in my throat, and he was like, "This is real bad, like we need to sort this out, antibiotics and painkillers." And he gave me these painkillers. I remember they started with the letter X, and generally when something starts with the letter X, it's worrying. And just to double down on that, as a rule, the smaller the pill, the more potent it is, right? And these painkillers he gave me, they were black and yellow. It started with an X, I can't remember what they're called, and they were fucking tiny. They were like Tic Tacs, right? And it was like, take one of these when the pain is too much to bear. And the first night I got home, and I was like, fuck, because I was terrified. And I said, fuck, I have to take one of these bad boys. Like, this is killing me, like. And I took one of them. I was sitting there with my mate Shay, who we were minding the house. And minding the house means basically fucking squatting in my mate's house for a year, essentially. Let's be brutally honest. And about fucking 20 minutes after taking this tablet, I was like, I felt like I was relaxing, you know. And I was like, oh man, this fucking little kind of buzz off these. This is kind of cool. And when about 5 minutes after that, I started fucking sweating because I felt like the couch was trying to swallow me. Like I was sinking into the couch. And I remember calling out to Shay, worried. I was like, May, like real slow, May, help me. And he was like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I was like, the couch is eating me. And I'll never forget, every time I blinked, this is fucked up, every time I blinked, right, because it all happened in slow motion, every time I blinked, I could see this hole in the ground, right? I saw like a desert plane. This is fucking crazy. I saw like a desert plane, but it almost looked like something out of like the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, like this almost animated looking desert plane. And I had this big fuck off hole in the desert, like fucking 100 foot across, big giant hole. And I had a little sign, like honest to God, like fucking Roadrunner, like Looney Tunes. I had a little sign that said danger, right? And every time I blinked, I'd see this hole in the desert, and as I blinked, I would get a little bit closer to the hole. And I absolutely 100% convinced myself in my fucking opiate bleeding state, whatever it was I'd taken, I was definitely opiates, right? And I wasn't ready for it. Like, I had no tolerance. I'd been taking like paracetamol because back then that was pretty much the only painkiller that existed. But every time I blinked, I got close to this hole, and I absolutely convinced myself that if I got to the edge of that hole, in one more blink I'd fall into it and die. So I was having this absolute slow motion fucking panic attack while the couch eats me, and I'm trying my best not to blink. And I'm Shay at this stage is standing up, and he's like slapping me in the fucking face, and he's trying to like get me to drink water, and he's feeding me bleeding biscuits and crackers that he'd bought, trying to like soak the fucking evil out of me. And I think he ran in and he made like a bit of coffee with like 6 scoops of bleeding like coffee granules in it that he had stashed offside, and started like pumping that into me. Pumping coffee into me. And I wasn't tramadol or Pregbalin. I started with an X, whatever it's called. I remember because I still had the full prescription in a tub. I only ever took one of them, but I stashed them offside in case fucking someone I knew broke their bleeding leg or something in the middle of the night, and we needed to dose them up. And I ended up throwing them out. They were actually they were in my old car, the one I couldn't afford to put petrol into. They were in the glove compartment of the car for about 6 years before I had to scrap that car. But I remember having him like talking me through this. What would you call it? Like, Shay didn't drink or do drugs, done nothing. It's like an old school straight edge guy. And he, I remember him just trying to concentrate on him talking to me, and he was trying to talk me out of this bleeding kind of K-hole that I entered into with these bleeding opiates. And I remember, like, slowly but surely, as I blinked, I was backing away from the hole in the desert. I'll never forget it. Honest to God, till the day I fucking die, I'll never forget what those tablets done to me. Now, I'm older now, fucking a bit more of a resistance to everything. I'd probably get away with it now, but at the time, I think I was in my late 20s or something like that, and I wasn't really a drug guy. It was never really my bag, so I didn't have a resistance for it, and it kicked the fucking shit out of me. Like, I don't know why the doctor prescribed it. He could have given me like something 6 levels down. Now, to be fair, my throat didn't hurt anymore, but that was only because I was too afraid of falling into this bleeding invisible hole that I created in my mind.
Come on,
desecrate you. You let me penetrate you. You let me complicate you. Help me. I broke apart my insides. Help me. I've got no soul to tell. Help me. The only thing that works for me. Help me get away from myself. I wanna fuck you like an animal. I wanna feel you from the inside. I wanna fuck you like an animal. My whole existence is flawed. You get me closer to God.
my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that they love one day locked away. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean our brains will change from hand grenades. You laughing on the psychopath sitting next to you. You laughing on the murderer sitting next to you. You think I'd get here sitting next to you. But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. We don't deal with outsiders very well. They say newcomers have a certain smell. Yeah, trust issues not to mention. They say they can smell your intentions. You laughing on the freak show sitting next to you. You laugh some weird people sitting next to you. You think how did I get here sitting next to you. But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know.
Youth Gone Wild by Skid Row. What else did we have there? We had Heathens by 21 Pilots, Closer by 9 Inch Nails, and Crybaby by Janis Joplin. 21 Pilots are a band I know exactly diddly squat about. Maybe for good reason. I know that they're huge. They're 10 times bigger than I think they are. Let's put it that way, right? And I heard a lot of people talking about them. I never heard a single no that they've ever played. And today I was playing Call of Duty at like fucking 10 o'clock in the morning. I said, I've been setting these little projects for myself where I'm trying to listen to bands I don't know anything about. And I said, I'm just going to pop on fucking 21 Pilots while I'm playing this game, you know, because you don't really need to listen to gunshots, do you? And you know what? There's a lot of fucking reggae in there without it actually being reggae, and that's enough to put me off. But every now and again, like that song that I played, Heathens, which is off the fucking Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad soundtrack. I was like, this is actually a pretty good fucking song, and I kind of knew that maybe from the movie, and I actually owned that on vinyl. I bought that soundtrack just for the Rick Ross song, the Purple Lamborghini song with Skrillex, because it's fucking incredible. I'm actually going to play that song. I'm going to add that song to the playlist in a few minutes, because it's fucking bananas good. I don't give a shit what anybody says. So I kind of knew that song from that soundtrack, but that was it. There was a couple of other songs that were all right, but I couldn't believe, as Wes said there, that the amount of hits they have on Spotify is fucking scandalous. Like, how can a band that like I consider myself reasonably knowledgeable about music, and in my own part involved in the fucking music business, whether that be putting on gigs or doing a podcast about music and shit like that, like how can a band that I know jack shit about, like I heard the name, I've heard the name and stuff like that, but like how can they be that big? 2.5 billion plays on Spotify, like on one song. Like how did they? I assumed they were like 30 Seconds to Mars or something like that. Now that could be just because there's a number in there and it's about going somewhere, pilots to Mars, whatever. Maybe that's where they just drew the line. But fucking hell, lads! Like, I honest to God hadn't a clue they were that big. But I'm glad I got to listen to that song. That says a large generic music fan base in the US. It's definitely radio friendly stuff, but you know what's kind of interesting about it is that it's not necessarily guitar driven stuff. It's kind of synthy piano driven stuff, and because of that, it's different from what's out there. And the dude's voice is actually really good. I don't know jack shit about them. I don't know if they're pricks or sound or whatever. But the dude's voice is very, very good, and he has a large range. His voice has a big range, so he's able to jump because left to right. And I'm interested now. I'm not going to buy records, not yet, but I'm definitely going to have a little dig around. But the stuff I heard, there's this fucking shitty kind of Sublime-esque American reggae type of feel to some of it, which just fucking sours me on it instantly. As anybody who listens to the podcast knows, like reggae in particular is just, it's just my fucking kryptonite. Like I can't do reggae, I can't do ska. It's not my music. It all sounds the exact same to me, and like I'd literally rather listen to mad generic fucking late 80s early 90s house music or something, which is literally all the exact same. I think I'd rather listen to that than I would listen to that American reggae fucking stuff. And I can't do it. Like Sublime, I can't do Sublime. I can't do loads of those bands, but they've kind of piqued my interest a little bit, and I think I might listen to them a little bit more. Let's put it that way. One of the things I want to talk about is Bitcoin. You would have heard me and Helmet talking an awful lot about. There's the dogs going mad now because the session and the neighbours is still going strong. Bitcoin, you hear me and Helmet talking about Bitcoin. So me and Helmet about a year and a half ago start buying a few quid worth of Bitcoin every now and again. A tenner here, 20 quid there, that type of thing. And if you go back about 4 months, we all thought we were rich because Bitcoin just fucking exploded, lads. Like, to the point where if you had to put 100 quid into Bitcoin, you would have had 400 or 500 quid in your account. Like, that's how good it was. And in the last week, it has fucking tanked. Like, tanked. If people were planning on retiring on their Bitcoin cash in, like, there would have been people jumping out of buildings in the last week. That's how bad it is. And like I have jack shit Bitcoin, like jack shit, and still in the last, like I've lost a couple of £100 out of nowhere, in the last 7 days. Now fingers crossed, it comes back. And realistically, if you're one of those kind of speculator people, like now is the time to be buying Bitcoin, because if it does blow up again, you're going to get kind of double to 4 times worth. You put £100 into Bitcoin now. When it's this low, if it blows up again like that £100 could turn into fucking €800 pretty quickly, you know. And but I'm too afraid. First of all, I'm too poor. To be keeping up with it. I bought like £20 worth of Bitcoin, I think, a week ago when it first started crashing, and it was a stupid idea, because if I had to wait until say today or yesterday to buy it, when it does blow up again, I would have got double my money back in that loss buy, you know, what they call buying the dip. It was terrifying. I bought this gargle today, lads, right? Something that I've been seeing on the internet, on the American internet, for years. And I was in the off license today, and I seen a can of it, and I couldn't help myself. I had to buy it. I bought a can of Four Loko today, which, if anybody knows, is essentially the juicy drink before you get arrested in America. And I bought the sour apple one because I think that might be the OG one. And so Four Loko was this kind of pre-mixed cocktail drink made with shitty fucking vodka. And I've never tasted it before. I've just seen it on the internet. It's, as a rule, if you look up public freakouts or fucking people getting battered on the streets in America, there's probably a can of Four Loko in the hand. That or the alcoholic tea stuff that they're drinking now, the hard tea stuff. But I seen it there today, and I said, you know, I have to buy it. I have to fucking buy it. Now, here's what's strange about it. This stuff's actually made I think it's made in Ireland, right? No, in the Netherlands. So, produced and canned in the Netherlands using vodka from Switzerland this is fucked up, for Fusion Projects Limited, Northwall Quay in Dublin, okay? So, well, as far as I know, that's the company that own, what's the fucking that's the seltzer that everybody drinks, the famous fucking seltzer that everybody was going mad about. That was invented in Ireland, okay? So the famous seltzer, which is just left me, even though I remembered it a second ago. I keep going to say Krabbies. It's not fucking Krabbies. It's the one that's like black cherry and all that kind of shit, whatever that's called. That's an Irish company that made that, not Britvic, you mad bastard. The hard seltzer stuff. Hang on, I have to tell myself this. I have to look it up now while I'm live. Let's put in hard seltzer, right? Let it go. What comes back? White Claw. There you go. White Claw. So the famous one, White Claw. It's an Irish company that made White Claw. That's how fucked up was that. That was all over in America. Was the thing for the last 2 years. Was White Claw, alcoholic seltzer or whatever. Is an Irish company. And I think this Four Loko is the Irish company just importing this Four Loko stuff. So I've got, hang on, wait. There's the last glug of that Beer Hut Brewing Co. IPA. I'm having one of those nights. Right, here we go. This is Four Loko. Now, here's what I'm going to say. This European version of it is 8.5% alcohol. The American one, I believe, is 14.5% alcohol. Alright? So this is particularly weak compared to the American one. I'm going to give it the old sniff test. Hang on. Fuck, it smells like feet. Oh, that doesn't smell good at all. Oof, I got it in Martin's off license in Fairview, which is a really good off license. I would say if it's in there, it's in most of the big ones. So if you try fucking O'Brien's or Malloy's or something like that, it was actually really cheap. It was like £4, and it's a big can. It's like a 440, 450 big can of it. But like I said, the only reason I bought it is because I've seen it in films and TV shows and internet videos about people stealing boats. So here we go. It doesn't smell good. Do you know what it smells like? It smells like really bad lube. You know when you were young and you were chancing around with like weird smells, weird smelly lube, because you thought you were great. That's what it smells like. We're gonna give it a slug. Hang on, lads. Okay. I know by the first 2 sips of that it's lethal. It tastes like sour apple drops. Exactly like sour apple drops when you're a kid. Like penny sweets. Like real shitty fake green apple flavour. Yeah, it says a sour apple flavour. Yeah, it definitely has that. Little apple things. I only got one can of it because I knew that I think there's a red flavour. This is the green flavour. There was a red flavour as well. I don't know, should I drink it or not though? You know, should I just crack open another beer, like a normal beer? It was so cheap, like I said, £4 for this big fuck off can of 8.5% America fighting juice. I might sellotape a lot of pigeons to myself and steal a boat. I live right beside the docks as well. That's real sugary. I'd say the hangover off it now is a good level 7, like a good, like the fear you'd get off it. Oh, I might tap away on that. That might fuck me up though. Like, yeah, it will, like, but like, I might fuck up my taste buds for the rest of it. That tastes like, yeah, it tastes. Oh man, oh no.
Oh, you gonna take me home tonight? Oh, down beside that red firelight. Oh, you gonna let it all hang out? Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round. Hey, I was just a skinny lad, never knew no good from bad, but I knew life before I left my nursery. Left alone with big fat fatty, she was such a naughty natty. You big woman, you made a bad boy out of me. Hey, hey, I've been singing with my band, across the water, across the lake. I've seen every blue-eyed floozy on the way. Hey, but their beauty and their style were kind of smooth after a while. Take me to them dirty ladies every time. Come on. Oh, won't you take me home tonight? Oh, down beside your red firelight. Oh, and you give it all you got, fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round. Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round. Hey, listen here. Now I got mortgages and homes. I got stiffness in the bones. Ain't no beauty queens in this locality. I tell you, oh, but I still get my pleasure. Still got my greatest treasure. You big woman, you done made me mad of me. Now get this. Oh, I know you gonna take me home tonight. Please. Oh,
what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see? So yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I drink a bottle of Hennessy you got on your shelf, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with the umpty. Yo, ladies, oh, how I like to funk thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. I'm stepping tall, y'all, and just like Humpty Dumpty, you're gonna fall when the stereos pump me. I like to rhyme, I like my beats funky, I'm spunky. I like my oatmeal lumpy, I'm sick with this. Straight gangster Mac. But sometimes I get ridiculous. I'll eat up all your crackers and your licorice. Oh, yo, fat girl, come here, are you ticklish? Yeah, I called you fat. Look at me, I'm skinny. It never stopped me from getting busy. I'm a freak. I like the girls with the boom. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. I'm crazy. Allow me to amaze thee. They say I'm ugly, but it just don't faze me. I'm still getting in the girls' pants, and I even got my own dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Come on. Do the Humpty Hump, come on, I do the Humpty Hump. Check me out, y'all, I do the Humpty Hump. Just watch me do the Humpty Hump. Yeah, do you know what I'm doing the Humpty Hump? Come on, I do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. People say, yo, Humpty, you're really funny looking. That's alright, cause I get things cooking. You stare, you glare, you constantly try to compare me, but you can't get near me. I'm giving more C, and on the floor B, all the girls, they adore me. Oh yes, ladies, I'm really being sincere, cause in the 69, my Humpty nose will tickle your rear. My nose is big. I'm not ashamed, big like a pickle. I'm still getting paid, I get laid by the ladies. You know I'm in charge, both how I'm living and my nose is large. I get stupid, I shoot an arrow like Cupid. I'll use a word that don't mean nothing, like Luke did. I sang on Do What You Like, and if you missed it, I'm the one who said just grab them in the biscuits. Also told you that I like to bite. Well, yeah, I guess it's obvious I also like to write. All you had to do was give Humpty a chance, and now I'm gonna do my dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Come on, yeah, sexy lady. Do the Humpty Hump. Come on, I'll do the Humpty Hump. Sexy baby, everybody, come on and do the Humpty Hump. Oh, do you know what we're doing? We're doing the Humpty Hump, y'all. I'll do the Humpty Hump. Watch me do the Humpty Hump. Yeah, that's the break, y'all. Let me know that bass groove right here. Yeah. Now that I told y'all a little bit about myself, let me tell you a little bit about this dance. It's real easy to do. Check it out. First I limped to the side like my legs was broken, shaking and twitching, kinda like I was smoking. Crazy, whack, funky. People say you look like MC Hammer on crack, Humpty. That's alright, cause my body's in motion. It's supposed to look like a fit or a convulsion. Anyone can play this game. This is my dance, y'all. Humpty Hump's my name. No two people will do it the same. You got it down when you appear to be in pain. Humping, funkin', jumping, gig around, shaking your rump. And when a doodle chump punk points a finger like a stunt, tell him step off, I'm doing the hump. The Humpty Dance, here's your chance to do the hump. Everybody, I do the Humpty Hump. Come on, I do the Humpty Hump. Sexy lady, I do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. I'm doing the Humpty Hump. We're doing the Humpty Hump, y'all. Watch me do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. Check it out, black people. I do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. Come on, white people. I do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. Puerto Ricans, I do the Humpty Hump. Just keep on doing the hump. Samoans, I do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Yeah. Let's get stupid. I do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. Everybody do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Give me the middle leg. Come on and do the Humpty Hump. Give me the middle leg. Do you know we're doing the Humpty Hump? Yeah. Gonna break it down. Yeah, sexy lady. Once again, the underground is in the house. I'd like to send a shout out to the whole world. Keep on doing the Humpty Dance. And to all the ladies, peace and humpiness forever.
Oh, make me over. I'm all I wanna be. A walking study in demonology. Hey, so glad you could make it. Yeah, now you really made it. Hey, so glad you could make it now. Oh, look at my face. My name is might have been. My name is never was. My name forgotten. Hey, so glad you could make it. Yeah, now you really made it. Hey, there's only us left now. When I wake up in my makeup, it's too early for that dress. We'll dedicate somewhere in Hollywood. I'm glad I came here with your pound of flesh. No second feeling, 'cause you're a star now. Or Cinderella, they aren't sluts like you. Beautiful garbage, beautiful dresses. Can you stand up or will you just fall down? You better watch out. Oh, what you wish for. It better be worth it. So much to die for. Hey, so glad you could make it. Yeah, now you really made it. Hey, there's only us left now. When I wake up in my makeup, have you ever felt so used up as this? It's also sugarless. Hooker, waitress, model, actress, oh, just go nameless. Honeysuckle, she's full of poison. She obliterated everything she kissed. Now she's fading somewhere in Hollywood. I'm glad I came here with your pound of flesh. You want a part of me? Well, I'm not selling cheap. No, I'm not selling cheap.
Hole with Celebrity Skin, Humpty Dance by Digital Underground, and Fat Bottom Girls by Queen. As I said, with Digital Underground, Shock G died this week. It was a big loss to the rap community, essentially. Very important guy in the world of hip hop. As I said earlier, there'd be no Tupac without him. Produced his first single, his first album, gave Tupac his break as a dancer in Digital Underground, and let him do some verses, kind of started him rapping. I'm looking through my list of stuff here. As we said on multiple shows, I generally keep a notepad on my phone of kind of stuff I think might be interesting to talk about in the show, and I usually only end up using half of it. I could probably get 10 more shows out of the stuff that I didn't use in previous shows, but I'm looking at it here now. I watched this movie Thunder Force on Netflix that is almost certainly the worst film I've ever seen in my entire life. The only reason I even finished it was out of pure pig-headedness. Like, it was, honest to God, top shelf shy. Top shelf. It had no redeeming features whatsoever. That's how bad it was. So it's on Netflix. No, do not watch Thunder Force. It's so bad. For some reason, I have a note here. I went to cut my toenails the other day. Unpleasant. No one really likes cutting their toenails. But I must really dislike cutting my toenails, because I went to do it the other day, and I must have, the last time I tried to cut my toenails, only cut the toenails on one foot, because my left foot wasn't too bad. It just needed a little trimming, but the right one was vicious. So either the nails on the right foot grow fucking 10 times quicker than the left one, or I just abandoned ship the last time I cut my toenails and forgot about it. So that was quite unpleasant, trying to balance the books there. Dad says definitely won't be watching as can't stand Melissa McCartney. Yeah, she is she's real bad, and as nobody is fantastic. Nobody is the best thing I've seen in about 3 years. honest to God. With Bob, what's his fucking name? I can't remember his name. Nobody, the movie. Everybody go and figure out a way of watching Nobody. It is absolutely top shelf. The complete and utter polar opposite of Thunder Force. It's perfect. It's perfect kind of garbage, hour and a half, action, comedy, thriller type of fucking movie. It's fantastic. There's not a wasted moment in it. From the second it starts, it's straight into it, and it just keeps going. It's beautiful. It's beautifully made. It's written by the same people who wrote John Wick and stuff like that. So it's in that vein, but it's a little bit more, slightly more comedic. And 10 out of 10 for Nobody. It's so fucking good. Where it says the fight scene in the bus. The fight scene in the bus is... Love and Monsters is good. I actually watched the guy who was in Love and Monsters in a movie called American Assassin that I watched last week, which is fine garbage. They were obviously trying to do something like the Bourne Ultimatum or something like that, the Bourne Identity. I don't think they're ever going to make any more of them, but perfectly fine, stupid shooting fucking movie. Perfectly fine. I watched a lot of stuff this week. I actually finished the US version of Shameless. I know Daz was talking about Shameless, about Frank earlier. I watched all 11 seasons of the American Shameless, and I finished season 11 yesterday. And I have to say, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I watched a bit of the UK one. That's next. I'm going to watch the original one, yeah, the UK one. But the American one is fucking... there's obviously some kind of lulls in some of the seasons, but as a whole, it's written incredibly fucking well. The characters are expanded upon. The last season they do a great job of starting to wrap everything up, you know. So I hope to God that that's it done now. I hope they don't make any more, because you know sometimes they do. Sometimes they're kind of scummy and they think there's a few quid in it and they decide to make something else. But I enjoyed Shameless. I watched this documentary called Sasquatch. It's a Hulu documentary called Sasquatch that I've been reading an awful lot about on the internet. And everything I read was like, man, you have to watch Sasquatch. It's fucking real cool. And I looked it up on the internet, and the cover of it, was like a Sasquatch in the woods, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm into this. It's like a 3-part documentary. And it's essentially about this dude. He was a documentary maker. When he was younger, in his 20s, he worked on an illegal cannabis farm in Northern California. This is the what you'll read if you look up the documentary. And while he was working on this cannabis farm, this illegal cannabis farm in Northern California, like a second night there, 2 of the guys who worked in the farm ran into his cabin and started telling the guy who ran the farm that they had found a body torn asunder, and it must have been the Bigfoot that done it. So it's basically like a murder mystery documentary about this guy trying to track down these 3 people who had allegedly been killed by a Sasquatch while he worked in this fucking weed farm. And the first episode you're like, fuck yeah, man, this is really cool. Second episode you're like, no, don't do this to me. And with the third one they start kind of tying up some knots. It's not particularly great, I'm not going to lie to you. They definitely could have done it instead of making it 3 hours long, they could have done it in 1 hour. And yeah, it wasn't great. I'm not going to lie to you. It wasn't fucking super. Yeah, we had been watching an awful lot of TV. I finished watching Vulcan and Winter Soldier. It's fucking atrocious. It's not good. It's not a good television show. Either was WandaVision. I didn't like it. WandaVision was better than Winter Soldier and Vulcan, but not by much. Fingers crossed on Loki. I hope that's good, but I mean that's for me. That's 2 out of 3 have been not particularly great so far. Invincible, the cartoon, the superhero cartoon, is 10 times better than both of them put together. It's incredibly made. I read the comics years ago. Comics were always great. Got a new pigeon. The pigeon's name is Marble, because they look a bit marbly. Wes says WandaVision is fantastic. It just didn't do it for me. The first half of it was just, could have been done in a 10-minute montage, and it just bothered the shit out of me. By the time I got going at the end, the last 2 episodes, I was into it by then. But as a whole, it's not doing it for me. too existential, I think, for a Marvel movie. James McAvoy's, I'm reading the chat room here, folks. James McAvoy's first big break in Shameless, was it? Like I said, I only watched a little bit of the UK one, but now that I'm finished the US one, which I enjoyed wholeheartedly, I'm definitely going to jump in and watch the UK one from the start. There was like Utopia. I watched the US version of Utopia first and I thought this is really cool. And then I watched the UK version, and it's so much better. Sickening after that got cancelled. Dad says need to sub back to Disney to watch some stuff like Mando 2. Mando 2 was fantastic. Now there's like a 4 or 5 week break, maybe more, before Loki starts. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I'll probably get rid of my Disney subscription, and because there's kind of cool stuff up there since they added the Star Network stuff onto Disney. There is stuff there that's interesting. There really is. There's also cool old movies, like fucking Dirt Boy Kid, you know, shit you grew up watching, but like not enough to be paying Disney money. Although to be fair, it's only like $6.99, isn't it? It's like $6.99 a month is pretty fucking cheap. So maybe it's worth it. But yeah, I knew pigeon. I'm minding a pigeon that was particularly sick. It was Baby. A baby pigeon called Marble, and I assume it's a she because every time you rescue a pigeon, 99% of the time it's a girl. So just in keeping with trends, I'm gonna say that it's a fucking girl. So Marble is living in her own cage at the moment. She was out with the gang earlier for an hour. Janie, our oldest rescue, is bullying her a little bit, so they have to be kept a little bit separate. So we'll give her another week of medicine and feeding and water, and we'll set her on her way. But she's living in Lando's old house, and Lando, as you know, we set free about 2 weeks ago, but Lando still drops down to the house almost every day. He drops down every day to get fed out of her old cage. We leave the cage open, we put some seed in there and some water, and she comes in with her boyfriend. She met a fella. The reason we let her go is because there was a fella pigeon, a boy pigeon. He was coming into the house during the day and sitting on top of her cage and dancing and clucking at her, and she was clucking back. And we're like, this isn't fair. So we let her go. We released her. And the only reason we took her in is because she was like red. She's like rust coloured red. She was getting bullied. She was getting bullied by the regular generic grey pigeons. So we took her in for a while, and she kind of grew up with us, but she wasn't tame by any means. Like, she wouldn't let you touch her at all. But when she started getting courted by this fucking regular outdoor feral pigeon, we were like, it's time to go. But she still comes back every day for a feed. But now she's coming back and she's seen this new baby that we're calling Marble, because Marble has this white fleck running through the grey. She's really cool looking. He was sick outside. Poor Yoke was sitting on the wall by herself. Now, didn't know how to eat, didn't know how to fucking look for food properly. So we took her in. And Lando's coming in now and trying to fight with Marble, because Marble's in her cage, is in her enclosure. So now we've had to leave a little bit of food on the top of it for poor old Lando who's coming in. That's the Gar's life at the moment. It's not particularly super. I had to stop drinking that Four Loko. I drank half of it, and as you can hear, it got into me. It got into me real quick. My mouth is dry. I have a little bit of I already have a hangover. I'm not even joking. My head is actually sore, and I've only drank half of it. I know for a fucking fact, lads. 3 of those and you're in trouble. That's like a night out in 3 cans of that. 1 will set you on a fucking mad one. 2 will get you locked, and 3 will get you in trouble. Like, that's a big time trouble drink right there. That Four Loko sour apple. It's delicious. It'd be lovely with a glass of ice, but you would absolutely get yourself in trouble. And I'd say it's poison. It's fucking poison, I'd say. We'll see what I'm like now in an hour, and we finish it off. But I had to crack open a can of just regular beer, because there's like, call the guards, like.
So what's up, man?
Coolin', man.
Chillin'. Yo, you know I had to call. You know why, right?
Why?
Because, yo, I never ever called and asked you to play something, right?
Yeah.
You know what I want to hear, right?
What you want to hear?
I want to hear that Wu-Tang joint.
Wu-Tang again?
Yeah, again and again.
Watch your step, kid. Watch your step, kid. Watch your step, kid. Watch your step, kid. I smoke
fucking Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser, raising hell with the flavor. Terrorize the jam like troops in Pakistan. Swinging through your town like your neighborhood Spider-Man. So tick tock and keep ticking. Will I get you flipping off the shit I'm kicking? The Lone Ranger, co-ed, danger. Deep in the dark with the art to rip the charts apart. The vandal, too hot to handle your battle. You're saying goodbye like Tevin Campbell. Roughneck, Inspector Dex on the set. The rebel, I make more noise than heavy metal. The way I make the crowd go wild. Sit back, relax, won't smile. Ray got it going on, pal. Call me the rap assassinator. Rhymes rugged and built like Schwarzenegger. And I'ma get mad deep like a threat. Blow up your project, then take all your assets. Cause I came to shake the frame in half with the thoughts that bomb shit like math. So if you wanna try to flip, yo, flip on the next man. Cause I'll grab the clip and hit you with 16 shots and more. I got going to war with the melting pot.
It's the Method Man for short, Mr. Map. Move it on your left, and set it off, get it off, let it off like a gat. I wanna break food, cock me back. Small change, they putting shame in the game. I take game and blow that nigga out the frame. And like bang, my style live forever. Niggas crossing over like they don't know no better. But I do. True, can I get a sue? Enough respect due to the 1-6, ooh. I mean, oh, yo, check out the flow like the Hudson or PCP when I'm dusting. Niggas off because I'm hot like sauce. The smoke from the lyrical blood make me
ooh, grab my nut, get screwed. Ah, here comes my Shaolin style. True, B-A-B-Y-U. To my crew with the
Yeah, come on, baby, baby, come on. Baby, come on, baby, baby, come on.
Yo, you best protect your neck.
First things first, man, you with the worst. I'll be sticking pins in your head like a nurse. I'll attack any nigga who's slacking his mat. Come fully packed with the fat rugged stack. Shame on you when you step through. Two, the old dirty bastard, straight from the Brooklyn Zoo. And I'll be damned if I let any man come to my center. You enter the winter, straight up and down that shit. Cam, you can't slam. Don't let me get fooled on a man. The old dirty bastard is dirty and stinking. Ace on your nigga rolling with the night of the creeps. Niggas be rolling with a stash. Ain't saying gas, bite my style. I bite your motherfucker.
Cry out loud, my style is wild, so book me. Not long is how long that this rhyme took me. Ejecting styles from my lethal weapon. My pen that rocks from here to Oregon. Here's more again. Catch it like a psycho flashback. I love gats. Rap was a gun. You wouldn't bust back. I come with shit, all types of shapes and sounds. And where I lounge is my stomping grounds. I give an order to my peeps across the water to go and snatch up props all around the border and get far like a shooting star. Cause who I are is living the life of Pablo Escobar. Point blank as I kick the square biz. There it is, your fucking pros and there it goes. Yo, chill with the feedback block. We don't need that. It's 10 o'clock, ho. Where the f just see that? Feeling mad hostile, ran out postal, flowing like Christ when I speaks the gospel. Stroll with the holy roll, then attack the globe with the buckets. Style the ruckus. 10 times 10 men committing mad sin. Turn the other cheek and I'll break your chin. Slaying boom bangs like African drums. Coming around the mountain when I come. Crazy flamboyant for the rap enjoyment. My clan increased like black unemployment. Yeah, another one dare. Took a genius, take us the out of here. The woo is too slamming for these coke killing labels. So ain't had hit since I seen Aunt Mabel. Be doing all the sinning like Cain did Abel. Now they money's getting stuck to the gum under the table. That's what you get when you misuse what I invent. Your empire falls and you lose every cent. But trying to blow up a scrub. Now that thought is just as bright as a 20-watt light bulb. Should've pumped it when I rocked it. Niggas so stingy they got short arms and deep pockets. This goes on in some companies with majors that's scared to death to pump these. First of all, who's your A&R? A mountain climber who plays an electric guitar, but he don't know the meaning of dope when he's looking for a suit and tie rap that's cleaner than a bar soap. And I'm the dirtiest thing in sight. Matter of fact, bring out the girls and let's have a mud fight. You best protect your neck. You best protect your neck. You best protect your neck.
Back in
I'd hate to see you waiting. Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Mama said, something for oddities, stranger cruises. Ain't ever wannabes, waiting the novelties that don't ever change. We wanted everything, wanted everything. Stay up on that rise, stay up on that rise, never come down. Oh, stay up on that rise, stay up on that rise, never come down. Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated. All tied up, no more love, and I'd hate to see you waiting. They say it's all been done, but they haven't seen the best of me. So I got one more run, and it's gonna be a sight to see. Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes.
I'm in serious shit, I feel totally lost. If I'm asking for help, it's only because being with you has opened my eyes. Could I ever believe such a perfect surprise? I keep asking myself, wondering how. I keep closing my eyes, but I can't look you out. Wanna fly to a place where it's just you and me, nobody else, so we can be free. Nobody else, so we can be free. All the things you said, all the things you said, running through my head, running through my head, running through my head. All the things you said, all the things you said, running through my head, running through my head. All the things you said, all the things you said is none. All the things you said, 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 all the things you said. And I'm all mixed up, feeling cornered and rushed. They say it's my fault, but I wonder so much. Wanna fly away, but the sun and rain coming over my face, wash away all the shame. But I stop and stare, don't worry me, cause I'm feeling for her what she's feeling for me. I can try to pretend, I can try to forget, but it's driving me mad, going out of my head. Running through my head, running through my head, running through my head. All the things you said, all the things you said, running through my head, running through my head. All the things you said, all the things you said is none. All the things
I'm ahead, I'm the man, I'm the first mammal to wear pants, yeah. I'm at peace with my lust. I can kill 'cause ain't got a choice, yeah. It's evolution, baby. I'm a beast, I'm the man. How it starts on the day of the crash, yeah. On the lunch, I'm a churn. All rolling here, I'll flatten them out, yeah. It's herd behavior. It's evolution, baby. I'm a thief, I'm a liar. There's my church, I sing in the choir. Admire me, admire my home, admire my son, admire my cones. 'Cause appetite for nightly feast. Those ignorant Indians got nothing on me. Nothing. Why? Because it's evolution, baby. I'm the first mammal to make plans out. I crawled the earth, but now I'm high. 2010, watch it go to fire. It's evolution, baby. It's evolution, baby. Do the evolution. Come on. Come on, come on.
That was Stink Fist by Tool, Do the Evolution by Pearl Jam, Ball Lightning by Rocket from the Crypt, All the Things She Said by Tattoo, High Hopes by Panic at the Disco, and Protect Your Neck by Wu-Tang Clan. We're coming to the end of it, gang. We're an hour and a half. Oh, an hour and a half. It's 1:30 in the morning here. I've got, what have I got? I've got 6 songs. I'm just gonna fucking play them in a row to lead us out, and then it will be over. That's another Saturday night done. Another one in the basket. I'm gonna finish my beer. Might have another one. Might stay up to watch this UFC fight. I stayed up to watch a bit of that fucking Jake Paul versus Ben Askren thing last week. No point. It's just I actually want to talk to Helmet about it next week. Not necessarily about the fight, just about the spectacle, the way these events are being run. It's very interesting from a promoter point of view. So I'm going to keep that for next week. I'm going to do 6 in a row. I usually do 3 in a row when I'm by myself, and we usually do 2 in a row when it's me and Helmet. But I've nothing else to say, and yeah, chat room's reasonably quiet, so there ain't no point in going. Looks like people are kind of winding down themselves, which is fine. That's normal. So yeah, going to finish my beer, listen to these songs, and then we'll be out of here. I have to edit it and get it up on Patreon for the Sunday morning crowd. As I said, for some reason there's people who don't want to stay up late on a Saturday night, which is fine. They might have kids or jobs or whatever the fuck it is, but they listen to this show on Sunday morning when they're making breakfast or making lunch, and that's perfectly fine. I think it'd be weird listening to a grown man drunk at fucking 11 o'clock in the morning, but fucking that's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? Here is a load of absolute killers. Thank you for joining me tonight. The link is there in the chat room if you enjoyed yourself tonight for the co-fight. The tip Lost Art podcast makes a big difference. As I said, it's free for you to listen to, but it ain't free for me to do it. I've got like 3 different subscriptions running right now just to get this show out to you guys, and we can't keep doing it if it costs money, because it's none of us have jobs right now. Here's a load of killers. See you next week.
Looking out a dirty old window, down below the cars in the city go rushing by. I sit here alone and I wonder why. Friday night and everyone's moving. I can feel the heat, but it's soothing, heading down. I search for the beat in this steady town. Downtown, the young ones are going downtown.
Hey.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la, ah wee wee.
Hey.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee.
Hey.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee.
Let's go.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la.
Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Jump out of my bed like where the bread. You go hold the egg, waiter bring the check. When we talk, we Kalishnikov. Keep us in your thoughts, fully dressed at the crack of dawn. Weapons letting off, I can hear them from the block. See them creeping through the fog. Season's greetings, now feeding season can start. Oh my God, look alive, looking like I live life on a crooked line. Doing fine, you want maximum stupid, I am the guy.
First of all, fuck the fucking law. We is fucking raw. Stay tall, oysters on the half shell. Switch your ball like a bitch and the pussy fish. Still fuck the raw. I'm a dog, I'm a dirty dog. Ha 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 ha. Oh, dirty bastard, go in your jaw. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all. Got the simmy in the himmy. Go and gimme, y'all. Pugilistic, my linguistics, RJ Ruler damage, y'all. And I rap it, pornographic, beat set up the camera.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee. 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 Ooh la la, ah wee wee.
Come on.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee.
You covered disruption, I got you covered, I'm busting. My brother's a runner, he crushing, there's no discussion. I used to be Munchkin, I wasn't supposed to be nothing. Y'all fuckers corrupted and up to something disgusting. My pockets are plumper this season, I love the couple. I'm afraid of nothing but nothingness, ain't it something? Warmongers are dumping, a point and click at your pumpkin. You're suffering instructions, so put your kids in the oven.
Fuck a king or queen and all of their lost subjects. I pull my penis out and I piss on their shoes in public. People, we the pirates, the pride of this great republic. No matter what you order, motherfucker, we what you stuck with. I used to love Bruce, but living my vida loca. Help me understand, I'm probably more of a joke. When we usher in chaos, just know that we did it smile. Cannibals on this island, inmates run the asylum.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la.
DJ.
Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la 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 ah wee
Listen, I am a world before I
Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Killing in the name of. Killing in the name of. Now you do what they told you. 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 And 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 now you do what they told you. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those that died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those who died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Killing in the name of. Killing in the name of. Now you do what they told you. 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 You're under control. Now you do what they told you. You're under control. Now you do what they told you. You're under control. And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told you. Those who died are justified for wearing your badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those that died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge and your chosen white. You're justified. Those that died for wearing the badge and your chosen white. Come on.
up, punk! Enough of your shit, I've had enough to hear. It's time I made my intentions clear. I don't give a fuck about your skinhead pride, and I can care less about the Lower East Side. I'm just a working class snob who's tired of getting the short end of the stick. It ain't my problem if I'm not like you, and I'm a sucking Uncle Sam's dick. You call that negative? Think I'm out of touch? I can't stand living, I can't stand you, and I just can't hate enough. Hatred has blinded me, where I can see as far as I can spin. Well, that's all your world is, I can see quite clear, and I can see that you're full of shit. You call that negative? Think I'm out of touch? I can't stand living, I can't stand you, and I just can't hate enough. Enough!
Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother, Mother, can you keep them in the dark for a while? Can you hide them from the wedding world? Oh, Mother, Mother, gonna check your daughter out tonight. Gonna show her my world. Oh, Mother, Lord, I'm bound to see your light.